excited that Zach Abraham, CIO at Bulwark Capital and host of Know Your Risk Radio, is going to be joining us in person at Camp Tono. It's like in a couple weeks, you guys. I don't know if I'm prepared. I don't know if
We're
I'm
not
prepared for the tomfoolery that's going to take place at Camp
There's so
Tono.
much to do still. I cannot believe that it is this soon.
There's a DJ. There's going to be a DJ.
Oh my God.
Okay. Like in addition to other things. I don't know if there's going to be donkeys, but there's going to be a DJ. Okay. Anyways, Bulwark is sponsoring the event and Zach and his wife are going to be there to answer your questions. We're going to have all sorts of stuff happening there, but he and his wife and like the company, they're just one of the awesome things that's going to be happening there. So to get to know more about them, visit knowyourriskradio.com before you get there and do that. So we're excited about that. And then also, if you haven't joined Locals and Insiders, you should be considering doing that too. What's wrong?
Well, I've seen like 5 or 6 comments about the time and everybody prefers this time. Like literally everybody prefers it.
Well, you know what? I mean, our numbers were still pretty good last week.
Yeah.
I feel like people still showed up. You guys have no idea how much happier and healthier I am.
Don't you want us happy and healthy though?
Don't you want me happy and healthy? You have no idea.
Everybody's like, no, we just want you at 7:15.
I'm glad it's all about you guys.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. A lot of preferring now. I saw 2 people say they prefer the later time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have asked you.
Maybe listen, maybe we could split the difference. Maybe we just move it a half an hour
or something. Don't care about me. You just don't care at all about me and my needs and how early this is.
It is very early, you guys. It's really early.
It's 4 a.m. in California. You're right. It's so freaking early. We're not caring about the Californians, but anyways.
All right. Well, speaking of Camp Tono, you guys look what I got in the mail. I got my official Camp Tono Out West t-shirt. I love this. These were put together for us by the fine folks at GratefulAmericanApparel.com. GratefulAmericanApparel.com. If you go there, you can get your own official Camp Tono Out West t-shirt. It is the softest I don't know, like they're just geniuses at making really nice tees. So once again, slam dunk, awesome t-shirt. If you want to get your own, get them while supplies last, because I don't know how many he made. And so you'll want to go, you want to hurry, GratefulAmericanApparel.com.
You know what I did with mine? I washed it with something red of my daughter's, and now it's a pink tie-dye. It's a pink tie. It's actually really cute. I'll have to show it to you guys sometime.
Yeah. I would like to see that.
I was like, oh, it's cute. It's cute. It's really cute. And then I washed one of her white sweatshirts. So this is why I do laundry. I do all the laundry. I don't know why I do this to myself. But then I just wash everything together. I'm one of those people. I don't know how you guys are. I don't care about like lights and darks. It's just cats and dogs living together in my laundry. I don't care. It's mayhem. And this is what happens.
That's what happens. Mm-hmm. Can I take a moment of personal privilege? Because I have an appointment this morning that I need everybody to be just sending all of their good mojo for me for.
It's the dentist, isn't it?
It is. So, okay. I remember, like, where were we together? Was it in Tampa where we were together where I was like, can we take a moment to talk about gum disease?
You know you're getting old and you're starting to talk about your gums. You guys were praying for Mock's gums. She's getting like all sorts of gum work done this summer, which is, it's around the corner. And she has to get all this periodontal stuff.
It's grafts, you guys, grafts using dead people's gums. Okay. So like, I know, right? So partly it's grafts where they like cut into my own roof of my mouth and like cut a big chunk out of gum tissue and then like graft it like where I'm lacking it. So there's that, or they use dead people's gums. Like it's a combo of both. And I don't remember why they do one or the other. But anyway, I have so many places that I need grafts. So I have the appointment scheduled in July, right? Like it's already July, whatever, 23rd or whatever. And it's going to be awful. And so gums of the dead. That's right. And so I've been super, super nervous about it, but it is scheduled. And I feel like, this isn't something that you can recover from. Like once you have gum recession, that's just it.
There's no going back.
There's no going, you can't fix it except to get the grafts. So I had my regular dentist appointment last week. And I was like, I'm really, really nervous about this. Like, how much pain will I be in? I talk for a living. Am I going to be okay? And they were like, no, you're you're going to need some days to recover. And I was like, I don't have days. Like, that's my job, is to talk. So I'm going to like be a mess the next couple days after the procedure. But then the dentist says to me, why don't you get a second opinion? I don't think you need as many grafts as they're telling you need. You probably need a couple. But like the first guy said, I need like 2 on every quadrant. Like I have some on in every part of my mouth. So today at 10:30, I'm getting a second opinion.
I think I think absolutely that guy's right. You should always get second opinions, no matter what you're doing, whether it's doctor, dentist, or whatever. Because I mean, let's face it, we're talking about like doctors and dentists who are probably way younger than us at this point.
Well, the first guy was older, and he's super renowned. Well, maybe
he's trying to retire. I'm just saying, right? He's like, if I can get this chick to do 80 grafts, I'm out. I'm going to go spend the rest of my life on my boat.
I know, man. I'm so upset like that I need so many. But hopefully today I find out, because I know I need them, but like hopefully today, maybe this person is like, you do need a couple, but maybe you don't need them all over your face.
Well, we all know now that these people are all super selfish. They don't care about our health. So if you guys just pray that she doesn't need any of this stuff, maybe she just won't need them at all. Screw her gums. Screw Mock's gums, and screw my sleep.
Well, and like the dentist was like, if you're not having any huge sensitivity or pain issues, you probably don't need to do this yet. And I was like, I'm not having those at all. So I'm fine. Like, just don't make me do this. Anyway, that's what's happening this morning. So could you please just be thinking of sending good gum mojo so I don't have to put dead people in my mouth? That would be great.
Hashtag gum mojo. Let's do it, you guys. We're all in this together.
And do that, like maybe say a toast when you're having your cup of Bone Frog coffee this morning. And if you're not having Bone Frog coffee, you're like, what's
wrong with you?
Why? Why would you not do that?
Exactly.
Why would you not do that? Listen, there are 2 newish now blends. I think that's what you call like a type of coffee. They've got the Zen Frog decaf. So if you're a person that just likes the taste but doesn't want the caffeine, which I don't even know why.
Well, some people can't. Like my husband can't drink caffeinated coffee.
Okay. All right. Fair. So they do have a decaf version called Zen Frog, and they have the opposite. If you are the person that wants like all the caffeine, they've got the Door Kicker blend, which is to die for. This is all Tim Cruikshank, who's the creator of Bone Frog Coffee. He did this as a tribute to U.S. Navy SEALs. And so he gives part of the proceeds earned back to SEAL causes. And that makes us feel good to have them as a sponsor and to endorse their products, especially because the coffee tastes so great. So if you want to get on the Bone Frog train, and you should, and you can get a handy mug like this and just join us every morning for coffee, go to bonefrogcoffee.com, and you can save 10% on a subscription order when you use code CHICKS10 at checkout. bonefrogcoffee.com.
Kathy, I'm with you. I'd much rather have kids naturally, again, like another baby naturally, than go to the dentist.
For real.
With you, right?
The amount that I hate the dentist cannot be overstated. Right. It cannot.
So
okay, let's get into some things, right? Because there's important news to cover. For example, Taylor Swift has allegedly broken up with her most recent boyfriend of like 6 years. So there's going to be some songs.
Never, ever, ever getting back together.
Never, ever.
Never.
Can you imagine the songs that are about to come out?
I just don't like her.
Well, I just wanted to warn everybody that there could be some serious songs. Also, Biden is planning, this is according to the Daily Mail this morning, Biden is planning to recruit a whole big bunch of TikTok influencers to help him win re-election.
It'll work.
And that's right. This is how the Democrats always outsmart Republicans when it comes to election stuff.
Yep, it's low-hanging fruit, y'all. That's what it is. You get the low-hanging, dumb fruit. That's what you get.
I mean, for real, because you guys.
And people will be like, that doesn't matter. No, it matters.
Oh, it matters. And it works.
22-year-olds. Yeah, it works. And they are engaged. Those kids are so engaged.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, all you had to do was watch the Wisconsin Supreme Court battle that just happened last week. In fact, we've got some news about that as well, but we'll get to that in just a second. The first thing that we need to get to, because we obviously didn't have a show on Friday, and on Friday, that's when the White House decided, you know what we should do today? When everybody's doing their Good Friday pre-Easter planning and celebrations and what have you, let's release a giant report about Afghanistan's withdrawal.
Right.
Let's do that. Let's
Mhm.
make sure that we release it on a Friday when as few people are paying attention as possible. And in the report, even though the entire world knows that it was a chaotic disaster of a withdrawal, let's just say that it went great.
It wasn't. There was no chaos. There was no chaos at all. No.
Fine.
Like, no,
It was totally
it was great.
fine, you
It
guys.
was great, you guys. It was great. We did great. It was great.
Oh
Okay.
my God. So essentially, that is the report. I mean, the report was meant to analyze and unpack and untangle the whole withdrawal and address the issues and learn from the mistakes and do all of those things. Nope. It was basically fine. So I have a montage of clips to show you. The first of which is John Kirby addressing this report to the reporters in the press corps on Friday. And they were like, you guys, do you not remember the chaos that was the withdrawal? And this was Kirby's response to the chaos.
For all this talk of chaos, I just didn't see it, not from my perch. At one point during the evacuation, there was an aircraft taking off full of people, Americans and Afghans alike, every 48 minutes. And not one single mission was missed. So I'm sorry, I just won't buy the whole argument of chaos.
He doesn't buy it, you guys.
Not from his perch. He had a perch. Like,
Not
this is
from
the
his
thing.
perch.
This is the problem with so many of these people have these perches that they need to be knocked off of. Really nice, like padded, lovely, warm, comfortable, high-paid perches.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Emily Campagno, who you may know from such things as me having a crush on her.
She is pretty badass.
I just love her so much. So Emily Campagno and the rest of the team on that show, I think it's Outnumbered is her show.
Yeah, Outnumbered.
They had something to say about John Kirby's attitude towards the chaos. Here it is.
Well, we saw the chaos unfolding right before our eyes. We saw horrific scenes of people clinging to the
chaotic.
side of a plane and
It's not
tragic
chaotic.
scenes of Afghans falling
That's
from
how
the sky.
Planes take off.
We saw heartbreaking images of babies being tossed over razor wire and the Taliban shooting people in the streets. We saw the explosion of the suicide bomber who killed hundreds of civilians and 13 U.S. service members. And we heard the emotional and graphic testimony from a Marine who lived through it.
Then a flash and a massive wave of pressure. I'm thrown 12 feet onto the ground, but instantly knew what had happened. I opened my eyes to Marines dead or unconscious lying around me. My abdomen had been ripped open. Every inch of my exposed body, except for my face, took ball bearings and shrapnel. I tried to get up, but could not. Laying there for a few minutes, I started to lose consciousness. When I heard Chaz, my team leader, screaming my name as he ran to me. His voice calling to me kept me awake.
Jeremy, what are your thoughts both as a veteran, as a congressional candidate, and as a civilian now?
Yeah, I mean, well, first let me just say this. The gaslighting is just ridiculous. I mean, we have a spokesperson who, by the way, is a retired admiral, John Kirby, retired admiral. For him to get up on the stage and say, well, I don't know about chaos. When we saw those images, as you said, we saw the babies being brought over the razor wire. We saw Taliban literally beating Americans trying to get to the gates. I mean, so for you to say that's not chaos, we know we can't trust this administration to tell us the truth on anything, if that's what they're saying. And then he takes it a step further and he says, well, this isn't about accountability. And I'm looking at this as someone who served in the Army. We would hold 18-year-old privates accountable for losing a few $100s worth of equipment in the Army. You mean to tell me no one in that administration is going to take accountability for the loss of American lives, for the millions?
He's absolutely right about that. So if they're trying to manipulate the truth on this, what else are they manipulating the truth about? Like, how dare he do that? How dare he?
And he's right when he says it's just the worst or the best example of gaslighting. That's exactly what it is.
It is.
And how can you trust everybody remembers those images. So it's like, how do you trust anything the administration says ever?
Right.
When this is their this is their stance on this.
Listen,
and when they talk about the accountability, that's what this next clip that you're about to listen to with Peter Doocy back and forth with John Kirby. The fact that they're saying, well, no, this report isn't about accountability. Well, why not? Who is going to be held accountable for the deaths of those 13 Marines? What?
It won't be them.
Biden promised justice.
Right. It will never be Biden. And if anything, they're pointing fingers at Trump about it.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's like, it's just gross. Like that's the thing. They will never take accountability about anything for anything. They won't do it. But I mean, but they're going to listen, if you're going to lie about anything, why this? You know, I mean,
yeah,
we've seen them lie about other things, but this is like the lowest of the low.
Mm-hmm.
It's so gross. And when I saw this, I just thought, oh my God. I mean, like, how horrible of a person do you have to be to lie about this? We all saw it. Like you said, we all saw it we know what happened. We watched it. Gross. You are gross. You are a despicable, disgusting human being if you're going to lie about this. Gross.
Well, at least we have Peter Doocy to try to question and push back on this whole idea that there's supposed to be no accountability. Here's this exchange.
Who's going to get fired over this?
Peter, the purpose of the document that we're putting out today is to sort of collate the chief reviews and findings of the agencies that did after action reviews. It's not the purpose of it is not accountability. It's the purpose of it is
military leaders.
Purpose of it is to study lesson learned.
That the intel was bad. So how can President Biden ever trust when they come into the Oval Office with the PDB that anything in there is legit?
What I said was
that intelligence is a mosaic. What if the mosaic, all the pieces are incorrect?
What I said was intelligence is hard business, and they get it right a lot too. There were some pieces here that weren't accurate, and we're being nothing but honest with you and the American people about what those inaccuracies were and how they shaped some of the decision making that was laid before the president and the questions that he asked. This document and this effort isn't about accountability today. It's about understanding. And I would also add that as I said to Ed, the review process isn't over. This is the next muscle movement in what will be a long process to better understand and comprehend and adjust to what we learned and what we did in Afghanistan.
But it doesn't seem like after the country has had a couple months to review this, and as the government has, people don't have an issue with the decision to order troops out of Afghanistan. It is with the way that this president ordered it done. There were children being killed. There were people hanging off of Air Force jets that were leaving, and you're saying that you guys are proud of the way that this mission was conducted?
Doesn't mean
of that?
Proud of the fact that we got more than 124,000 people safely out of Afghanistan? You bet. Proud of the fact that American troops were able to seize control of a defunct airport and get it operational in 48 hours? You bet. Proud of the fact that we now have about 100,000 Afghans, our former allies and partners, living in this country and working towards citizenship? You bet.
Isn't it remarkable?
It is.
It's just amazing. And he probably sat in front of his mirror and practiced that. You bet.
Oh yeah. That was well done, I must say. I mean, that was
God. It's just infuriating.
I know. But at least we have Senator Kennedy, right, who always has such a way with words when it comes to describing what we all know to be true. And so I'm gonna share this gorgeous piece of audio with you from Senator Kennedy as soon as I remind you to get your free Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens for your doggy dogs. And so if you guys don't remember what that is, this is the bag right here of Rough Greens. This is made by naturopathic doctor Dennis Black, who knows everything there is to know about nutrition for your dogs. And this green powder that you just sprinkle over your dog's dead food, because let's face it, that's what it is. There's nothing really nutritious for your dogs in the food that they eat. This has all the essential vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and digestive enzymes that your dogs need to live a long, healthy life. It helps their coats be nice and shiny. It helps their breath be less stinky, and it just makes them feel good. and they love the taste. So if you want to see if your dog likes it, why not just try it for free? It's a free Jumpstart trial bag. You just cover the shipping, and you can get it by going to Rough Chicks. That's RUFF chicks.com.
Dogs.
You ready for some Kennedy?
Oh my God, I'm always ready for Kennedy.
Listen to this deliciousness.
President Biden's report on Afghanistan, Sean, is a fable. The American people may be poorer under President Biden, but they're not stupid. President Biden's approval rating ranks right up there with jock itch among American voters. And there's a reason for that. It's the president's, in part, his surrender to the Taliban in Afghanistan. Now, that's not the only thing that the Biden administration has screwed up. They're never just one or two cockroaches. President Biden has mismanaged Congress. He's mismanaged COVID. He's mismanaged the border. He's mismanaged crime. He's mismanaged the spy balloon. He's mismanaged the economy. He's mismanaged fentanyl, and he's forfeited our energy independence. But his surrender to the Taliban in Afghanistan was especially egregious because it telegraphed, as you pointed out, to China and Russia and North Korea and Iran that he, President Biden, intended to pursue peace through weakness.
But this.
And he's right. He's absolutely right.
Just love him so much.
But man, I love how I just love how they try so hard to spin the narrative, and they're doing it. Like when you ask any Democrat and they're like, oh yeah, it was a total success. It was an absolute success. It's like,
do they think we don't remember?
I mean, but this is the thing, that we're living in bizarro world. Like what's up is down and what's right is wrong. And they think that this was a success. It's crazy. And can you imagine how the families of those 13 that were killed must feel about this?
How do they not? There has to be some I would think that they would be suing or something, because they were promised, the words of the president, they were promised justice. And there has never been a speck of accountability or justice for them ever. And it's unacceptable.
And then they see this jackhole get up on a podium and say, there was no chaos. There was no chaos
I don't know what you guys were talking about. It was
complete
fine.
Success, you guys. It was great. Everything was great. Everything was great. It was great.
Gosh.
My God. Unbelievable.
Well, at least Ed O'Keefe from CBS News seemed to be more realistic when he was reporting on the report that came out about the Afghanistan withdrawal. You can tell that even he doesn't buy it. Check out like just his whole kind of tone and attitude here.
They called it, or National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said they were going to do a hot wash, which is a fancy bureaucratic term for a deep dive into what went wrong. This 12-page document is a whitewash. There is, it is narrative, it is light on specifics, it's devoid of citations, and it is in essence their version of events.
I mean,
I always forget that CBS exists until we play a clip, and I'm like, oh yeah,
they do
CBS.
in fact.
Look at that.
Exist.
And look at them trying to journalism.
I know.
I mean,
that was pretty good.
Good for him. I mean, I was like, oh, they're there. Like trying to exist in the world. Like, I mean, I wonder if they have any people watch them. They're there. That's cute. But good for them that they're actually reporting news.
I know. I was surprised pleasantly. So
yeah. Awesome.
Michelle, thank you so much. Michelle says the real problem is they are all talk, both sides, and no one is going to hold anyone accountable. Both sides say eloquent speeches but do nothing. We need to fire them all.
You're right.
Yeah, and we don't. We re-elect the same losers over and over and over and over
and
again.
They just have hearings and they talk to each other in these hearings, and we pay for them so they can have like a free lunch, and then nothing ever freaking happens.
It's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally
it's so frustrating. Okay, so people are not going to like these next two clips, but I felt that they were important to share because they were from the weekend talk shows. And so I get the little clips of the talk shows so that you don't have to watch the talk shows. but I do. So, you know, I think I've sort of beaten the horse to death when it comes to my feelings on Trump. I will happily vote for him if he is the nominee. I hope I don't have to do that. That's been my stance from the get-go. And my concern has always been that I just don't think he can beat Biden. I think anybody can except for him because he's so toxic. And so I've got a couple clips of folks that are now being called rhinos, and they're being absolutely criticized to the ends of the earth. Bill Barr, one of them, Chris Christie, who's always been criticized. And then I want to go back with the third clip and talk about how unfairly Trump continues to be treated by the mainstream media. And it's an example that is just beyond the pale. So I am going to defend him at the end of this, but I just wanted you to hear some of the Sunday talk show stuff. Here it is.
Ultimately, the savvy Democratic strategists know this is going to help Trump, and they want him to be the nominee because he is the weakest of the Republican candidates, the most likely to lose again to Biden.
And so Joe Biden still sits in the low 40s. He's still got a third of the people, just a third, when you talk about ratings, who say they think he deserves to be reelected in the latest poll.
But you still think he beats Donald Trump in a general election?
I think Donald Trump is the only Republican he can beat. I don't think he can beat any other Republican who could get nominated. But the economy will still be the thing that will determine this. And I think we have more bumps coming to us ahead from the banking problem and the other things that have gone on.
I don't know if
I forgot that I had this clip too.
Go ahead. Okay, I can't wait to talk about those two schmucks. Yeah, but I don't know about the economy being the winner, especially if they're targeting 18 to 22-year-olds. I think the economy is like one thing, but man, you target those 18 to 22-year-olds and you get them on abortion and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that is precisely what they're doing. That is exactly what this administration is going to do. They're going to be like, they're taking away your bodily autonomy. And that's what they're going to do. They're taking away your rights. When in fact, that's not what we're doing at all as Republicans. We're not doing that. And if anything, they're the commies. They're the ones who want to be everywhere in your life, just everywhere. And they want to like control everything that you do. And 18 to 22-year-olds have no idea what an actual fascist looks like. They don't know what it is, but they're going to call Republicans fascists all day long. So,
and since they're all still living at home, they haven't had to deal with the economic issues, which economy is usually what decides an election. And Biden's approval ratings right now are just dismal. They're absolutely awful. Yeah. And so in any normal election cycle, there would be no question that he would lose. Exactly. But because it's Trump, there is a question. And I agree with Bill Barr and Chris Christie about that. I think Democrats have planned this specifically, the whole thing, Alvin Bragg, all of these indictments, all of it is by design because they want Trump to be the nominee. That is the easiest person for them, they think, to beat. I think if it were anybody else, I think it would be a landslide victory for Republicans.
I don't know if I agree with that at all. I don't think they're that smart.
And it's funny because a lot of people in the comments are like, stop it, Mock. We need to unite. Well, okay, I'm happy to unite. Why don't we all unite about somebody that we really do believe can gain back the independence that have been lost?
I don't know if
why is it just up to me to unite? You
know
what I mean?
I don't agree with you on the fact that I think it's like some master plan and they're twirling their mustache. I don't think they're that smart. I don't think that they're that smart at all to put him there because they think that they can beat us. I think they're actually trying to keep him out because they think that because all of this would sort of, I think they're afraid of Trump. I think they're afraid of what Trump can actually do. And I think they're afraid of they've been afraid of him all along because he can get shit done. He actually got shit done and they hated him and they hate the fact that he's an outsider. They don't want an outsider. And so I think that they don't want him in there again. I don't think that it's some grand plan. I really don't. I don't think that they have some grand plan. I think they just don't want him in there. They don't want him in there again. Now, do I think that he is do I think that he's going to be some guy that's going to go in there and like unify us all again? No, I think that he's actually, I don't know if he's toxic. I just think that he is divisive with all of us. I think now he's divisive because I think there are some people who are kind of sick of the drama that comes with him. And then there are some people that love him. And so I think that he is a divisive figure in that sense. But I don't think that there's some grand. I think those people are not that smart. I just don't think that they are. But I don't think that he's like toxic. I think that he is just divisive because we've got a party that is just so fractured and people just can't freaking rally. They can't do it. I think that's just us. Now, when he was arrested and then indicted, we kind of came together. I saw us sort of coming together and I love that. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. We're starting to come together. And then it was like, yay. Oh God, we're starting to fracture again, because people started doing that. So I just, listen.
Well, I think everybody continue, and I do too. Like I continue to rally around the fact that he has been colossally mistreated, and this whole arrest thing is all just a bunch of freaking nonsense. I mean, I think everybody rallied about that because it's easy to. It's so clearly a miscarriage of justice. You know what I mean? Yeah. But as far as rallying around him as the potential nominee, I think it's too early. The worst part is that I think that I would hope that there's a lot of me's out there, people who don't necessarily want him to be the nominee, but who will rally if he is. Right. You know what I mean? I worry that there's other people who are like, if it's not him, I'm out. I'm not even going to vote. I don't care anymore. Those are the people that I feel like we're in trouble if that's a thing.
It's a little ridiculous. Yeah, I don't like that either. But listen, the more they treat him like crap, the more it enrages me. And so I'm seriously, it does. And my 13-year-old daughter asked me the other day, Mommy, who do you want to vote for the presidential election? I said, I don't know. I got to wait until I am one of those. Hopefully most people are like me, where you want to see who everybody is on that stage. And then you want to make an educated decision as to who it is after you see the debates and after you see what everybody's policies and everybody's what the issues are, and then what everybody says in the debates. I would hope that most people are going to do that, and that you don't pick somebody right now. Don't pick somebody right now. Wait until you see what happens in the entire game, until you see the whole game, and then we're in the fourth quarter, and then you pick.
They're not doing that. The Trump supporting, like the diehards, they don't want anybody else. They are unwilling to think about anybody else. And the worst part is that they tear down everybody else. The treatment of DeSantis right now, who hasn't even declared a run and who may not, it's horrendous.
It's not just DeSantis, Mock. The treatment of Nikki Haley. I have never seen so much nastiness toward. It's a woman on our side. Women, it's like, listen, I'm not even saying this because the whole sexism thing, but it's like, it's kind of cool that I get to say to my daughter, and I hate to even use the sexism thing, but it's cool that I get to say, look, that she's an accomplished woman. It's not Kamala Harris, Yeah. It's like, I get to say to her, look, it's an alternative to that. She's actually somebody to look up to for her. She's an accomplished woman. Look at that. How cool is that? She's running for president. Yay. Mm-hmm. That's neat. That's really neat. But I see so many people just treating her like absolute garbage. It's like, just let her speak, for crying out loud. When we did an interview with her, people are like, I'm not watching that interview. Well, why wouldn't you watch that interview? We did an interview with a candidate for the president of the United States of America. She's an accomplished person. Vivek Ramaswamy, smart guy. Let him talk. Just let these people talk. That is our process. It's like, just let these people talk. Let them have their say. These are accomplished people. These are accomplished citizens who are running for the office. Let them speak. This is the thing. I don't.
But that's the worst part, right? Is that there is so much criticism, and it's so much of it is unwarranted. Yeah. Especially around DeSantis right now, who is. He has delivered on every conservative promise that he made. Like the thing that bothers me most about his criticism is that it's so totally whacked out. Like people are like, he's a globalist and he's a rhino. And I'm like, stop just attributing things that people are telling you to attribute to him, and actually look at what he's done for the state of Florida. When you look at his results, it's very, very difficult to suggest that he's been anything other than the exemplary conservative. He has set a blueprint for the whole rest of the country that if other Republican governors had followed, they would be seeing just enormous success in their states. And so for people to try, people on our side, Trump included, to diminish that or tarnish that record is so self-destructive. It's just like cutting off our own feet, right? Like it's so dumb.
He'd probably be better off if he would just say, I'm not running for president. Then people would think people would think he was a good governor again.
They would. I wish he would. Honestly, at this point, I just wish he would say, I'm not going to do this right now. Like I'm out. Like you guys fight amongst yourselves. Right. I'm out for now. And maybe I'll come back in a few years.
Right. People would go back to liking him again.
Yes, I really think they would. Exactly. Oh my gosh. You guys, so remember how I told you when I was on vacation last week, the hydrangeas came? And I wasn't ready for them. Well, of course, when we opened the boxes, they're perfection, right? Like they're totally ready to plant. They've survived just fine because of the way that fastgrowingtrees.com packages their trees, bushes, plants, whatever you order. They are the pros about this. And there's the reason that there's like I think the number is 1.5 million happy, very, very happy, fast growing trees customers. We are among them. And I cannot wait to plant the hydrangeas. I know that they're going to look gorgeous. My tree that I planted last year has started to bloom. So I'm just so excited about everything I've ever gotten from Fast Growing Trees. They have the most amazing selection. They make it so easy for you to choose the best plants, trees, bushes, whatever you're looking for your climate, because they base what you should order based on your climate region. So they make it so easy, even for people who are complete dumbasses about planting things like me. So if you want to save 15%, you can do that. If you go to fastgrowingtrees.com/chicks, you can get 15% off of your order when you use code chicks at fastgrowingtrees.com/chicks. I forgot I had this clip.
This clip is so great.
Oh my God.
Seriously, like who are why would you have these two on with you and expect people to take you seriously? Like what are you doing with your life, Anderson Cooper? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, I'm surprised CNN isn't having Anthony Scaramucci on and encouraging him to run for president, because that seems like a CNN thing to do. So anyway, he has both of these clowns on to talk about Trump and the election. But Scaramucci has a whole weird theory about Trump not running. Hear him out. I think this is crazy, but this is what he thinks.
Wait, so you think he might actually drop out?
Well, he would fake an illness or something like that. You know, he would come up with a very clever excuse. But I don't. Listen, you get hit with 2 more lawsuits like this, maybe another arrest and arraignment in Georgia, and your family's nowhere to be seen, and you're somebody like Donald Trump. It's possible. You can't rule it out. Let's put it that way. These people that see him as indestructible at age 78 and he's going to ride himself back into the White House, I think that's also far-fetched.
Congressman Kinzinger, what do you
It's ridiculous.
A fake illness?
Yeah. What's he going to do? Fake like Lyme disease? Seriously? It's ridiculous. This is
oh my God.
That guy is the most colossal. I gotta say, I want to say all the words. I can't say all the words. Scaramucci. I cannot with this guy. He's gonna fake an illness. Absurd. Why? Because he's 78 years old and he can't do what. No. Speak
Trump's
for yourself.
in it to win it. I mean, he is in it to win it.
The more that you poke that bear, he's just going to come out growling. That is Trump. It is Trump all the way. They're just pissing him off even more. He's going to be like, I'm going to run for like as many terms as I can run for. It's like, it's going to be huge. It's going to be tremendous and huge. Like, there's no way.
Oh my God. What a moron that guy is.
What an idiot.
And just to show you how unfair the mainstream media coverage of Trump continues to be, this goes beyond what I ever thought that they would do. This is so freaking egregious. And this is ABC. Is that right? I want to get that. Yes. ABC. So you know that most of the news stations did not carry the Mar-a-Lago speech. When Trump was arrested that same night, remember, he went to Mar-a-Lago, he gave a big speech. Most stations did not carry it.
It wasn't newsworthy. I mean,
and as according to Rachel Maddow, they're not allowed to air things that they think are untruthful.
Yeah, and it just wasn't. I mean, they aired everything up until that point, like nonstop. It was like 24/7. They were like, oh my God, the Trump indictment. That was like the ticker on the bottom. Yeah, but then when it got to that, they were like, we're going to go ahead and just pan out. We're gonna go,
Right.
Go to other news. Yeah.
Because we have a responsibility
We're gonna
to
go
not
ahead and
report
cut to
anything
the
untruthful.
we're gonna cut to the squirrel skiing in Nevada. Yeah, it's like they didn't care. Yeah.
But look at what they did, you guys. Now, if you're listening, this is not gonna make any sense to you because it's just a clip. It's a 6-second clip from Trump's speech, and it's at the very beginning when he basically is saying, "I never thought I would see this in America." The podium that he was standing on had text the word Trump to like whatever his campaign number is. I don't have it memorized. So, but that was very clearly written in giant letters right across his podium so that it would show there for the entire event, for the entire speech. And so what ABC did is they freaking blurred it out.
I never thought anything like this could happen in America. Never.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can. I can totally believe it.
I'm blown away. This is so worse than anything I thought that they could do. I mean, that's just beyond. Like they're blurring it out as if it's a naughty word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just what in the world?
Yeah. And look at the it says Trump defiant.
Yeah,
I mean,
his first speech.
I mean, well, yeah, this is the thing. Just the way that they position everything in their narrative behind everything. It's just such propaganda bullcrap. This you watch every different channel. They did things in different ways, but obviously like the ABCs and the MSNBCs and the CNNs, and I don't know how CBS covered it. I didn't watch because I forgot that they existed. So I didn't watch them at all. But those three, the way that they covered it was obviously totally different. And they were just such commies about it.
Oh my gosh.
It was just a thing to behold when you watched it that evening. I was just like, wow. I mean, what country am I in? This is crazy. The way that they spun it.
I just could not believe it. I mean, I could not believe that was the depths that they would stoop down to. That's seriously awful.
But think about it though. There are so many people, that's how they get their news. They don't watch Fox. They don't watch, people like us. They don't watch, I mean, not that we're news, but they don't know about alternative media and they don't engage in alternative media. They watch those networks and they get their news from, I know people that get their news from MSNBC and CNN and they think that that is news. And so that's how they view the world. Can you imagine? That's how they view the world through the lens of Rachel Maddow. Can you imagine?
Well, it was interesting to see that Matt Taibbi did a show with MSNBC. I can't remember that dude's name. What's his name? The dude that he did the show with. Oh, God, it doesn't matter. He's just like everybody else on MSNBC. Hence my name today, Matt Taibbi. Matt Taibbi, I mean, he came out with guns blazing. He did like a half-an-hour interview with this clown from MSNBC, and it was instantaneously contentious from the word go. So I have like the very first, 15 seconds, and then I have that very end when the MSNBC host finally cut him off. And man, props to that guy. Matt Taibbi is a rock star.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He does not put up with any of the bullshit. And I so love him for it. Just look at what he had to deal with. Oh, wait, that's the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I'm going to get to that next.
That's Riley. Yeah.
That's Riley. Going to get to that next. Here we go.
This
No,
is
that's
Vlad.
not
Let
it
me
either. Where did I put him?
She needs her
Where
glasses.
did I put him?
She needs to put her glasses on, you guys.
Did I not get him? That
Oh,
can't be right.
No, I saw it in the lineup.
Yeah, I have it. I don't
It's
know
in
what
there.
I was.
Just look
Here
for
it
his
is.
cute little bald head.
Here it is.
Just look for it.
Matt, you crossed that line and Musk has you. Those are your words.
The hilarity of this coming from MSNBC, which did nothing but vomit up fake Russiagate stories that came straight from the FBI for 6 consecutive years that you guys still haven't apologized for.
Great. I wasn't there in that period, so I've got nothing to apologize. I'm asking you your words. I have to leave it there, Matt. Thank you for appearing on the show. Appreciate
what about the Hunter Biden story?
Appreciate your time. I don't think I've ever written about the Hunter Biden story, so maybe you should apologize to me for putting words in my mouth. You said at the beginning I put words. I never said a word about the Hunter Biden story, but we will be right.
Mehdi Hassan or whatever his
Mehdi
name
Hassan is like very defensive. I didn't
Very
work here.
defensive.
I didn't work here when people were being dicks. I didn't work here. Really? You work on a network that sucks. You know, you totally are a representation of everything that sucks. You take money from an organization that's a bunch of commies.
And
But
that
then-
lied about so many issues.
For 3 years, they lied about the Russia thing, and he called you out, and you're like, I didn't work here. I didn't work here. I'm all about the truth now. I didn't work. Shut up. Shut up.
Oh my
God.
gosh, so infuriating.
You took a job with them. You knowingly took a job, and you take money from people that peddle lies. That's what you do. You knew.
And he mischaracterized the quote that he was trying to get Matt to explain was the same quote that was mischaracterized by the hearing that Matt was in Congress. The same Congress Democrats who tried to twist his words to mean something that they did not mean at all. He was doing the exact same thing, and Matt was just having none of it. And I just love that.
I wonder if Matt and the other dude, I can never get his last name right, Burger, whatever his last name is.
Schellenberger.
Thank you. I wonder how they are now politically, what their view on the world is, because they both went in as liberals, right? And so
they're probably more. They would call themselves, I think, independent at this point,
libertarian or something. I mean, because you cannot not be changed by that experience.
Yeah.
How does that not change you? How? I would be so pissed after that. I would be so changed.
Especially to be called essentially a right-wing extremist, when that is the exact polar opposite of your politics up until the point that you truthfully reported on something.
Yeah.
And now that's wrong. You can't do that. If you're honest, you're now a right-wing extremist.
Right. And I would imagine they went in. These are probably guys that went in. I don't know them personally, but I'm just assuming that they probably were more of like the Bill Maher kind of classic liberals.
Yeah.
They went in with that ideology. And then now they're probably like, God, these people have jumped all the sharks. They are insane. Like the liberals now, the progressives now are just freaking insane. And there are probably a lot of people like that are just thinking, where do I fit? Like, where do I go? Because I used to be a liberal, and now these people are nuts.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? And
it's like that North Carolina congressperson, was she a state rep? I can't remember her name now. That just switched. Yeah. And people are furious about that in North Carolina because they're like, she lied. She essentially lied. She campaigned as a Democrat. She's been a Democrat. She made us all believe she's a Democrat. And then just a few months later, she switches. And that's like, you can't do that. Yeah. Well, you can actually when the left goes this far off the deep end. This is what happens.
Yeah. And I would hope that that's happening to a lot of people. I hope a lot of people are starting to rethink and go, God, these people are insane. And so where do I go? Well, we'll tell you where to go. Because it's like, hello, hi.
Hi, it's me.
We're not the problem. It's us. Come over here. We'll sit at our table. We're actually pretty cool, Yeah. Yeah. Live and let live, man. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need to talk about what happened to Riley Gaines. Riley Gaines, of course, basically fighting the good fight for women's sports everywhere, salvaging women's sports and keeping it all women. She has been going around doing speaking tours and whatnot, and she was speaking at San Francisco State, and trans activists were so absolutely out of control there that they assaulted her, tried to. She was protected by cops. She had to be barricaded in a tiny room for 3 hours before she was even allowed to escape the violence of the crazy activists that were trying to protest her speech. And this is the thing, you just can't be heard anymore as someone who is speaking out against on this issue or on so many others. You just get shot down. And if it takes violence to do it, they don't care. And they will scream at you that you're a fascist as they do it. It's absolutely incredible. So here's a little bit, we won't play this whole thing, but you'll get a sense of what she experienced. And because this goes on for a couple minutes, but you'll just get an idea within the first few seconds of how crazy this was.
It's just me. I'm good. I'm good. I'm coming. I'm good. I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
Trans rights are human rights! You crying! You fucking crying, bitch! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Unbelievable. Tolerance, huh? Tolerance and
Wow.
compassion. Wow. I told my
Wow.
daughter, I said, I mean, it's like, first of all, the cops didn't do jack squat. No offense against cops, but like she got assaulted and I'm sorry. I just like those cops should have beat those people down. Seriously. They hit a woman, man.
There was
It's
not
like,
a single arrest. Not a single
right.
arrest.
Like what the hell is even happening? Like I just have an issue with that. Second of all, so I'm telling my daughter about this, and I'm like, if anybody ever hits you, like I know that she's going to press charges now. Riley Gaines is going to press charges, and good for her for not, striking back, and good for her for press. I hope she just sues the shit out of everybody. She's gonna sue the school. She's gonna like try to sue. I mean, I hope she sues everybody. Like lawyer up and get some cash from these people and sue the crap out of the school, because that's how you do it now, right? That's how you do it. But I told my daughter, I'm like, if any biological man ever lays a hand on you, you just wail on him. You wail. And you know what? She's strong enough. She can. And Riley Gaines is strong enough. She could have wailed on some of those people. She's a freaking athlete. She's a strong collegiate athlete. She's an NCAA athlete. She could have wailed on, and she didn't. So God bless her for not. But man, she could have. I'm just
she could have.
She could have.
And then amazingly, San Francisco State, despite all that video evidence, they released an official statement congratulating and thanking the trans activists for their peaceful protest behavior. And so that, I mean, can you imagine going through what she did, having to stay in a room for 3 hours and get assaulted, and then have the school say, "I'm so glad it was so peaceful."
Oh my God. Any lawyer, it should, I mean, I bet I would, if I were a lawyer, I would be frothing at the mouth.
Oh my God.
I would just be salivating over that. Salivating. Take it
What
and just
in
sue
the world?
just sue the crap out of them. That was there was an assault.
I mean,
insane.
wow.
Women should not be taking this garbage. I am just disgusted by all of this. And did you guys hear that Biden wants to do he wants to do federal legislation to have all of this stuff, where there are states all over the country. I don't even know how many states there are now that ban transgenders from sports and from women's sports.
Yeah, isn't it going to do like an executive order that says if you're a publicly funded school,
right,
you're not allowed to exclude trans people in sports.
He wants to do that across the board on a federal level, because Texas is one of those schools where my daughter is protected from not swimming against biological males, right? And so he wants to do sweeping federal legislation. So buckle up. Buckle up, y'all. If you're a parent of a girl, this is not something that, boys have to deal with. This is just not something they have to deal with, because it's not like if a girl goes in and plays lacrosse with your son,
right?
He doesn't have to deal with this,
Right.
It's like, because he's
It's not a threat.
He's not threatened by a girl coming in, but my daughter is threatened by a biological man coming in and swimming against her, obviously, as evidenced by Riley Gaines. So buckle up if you're a parent of a girl, because Biden wants to implement, sweeping federal legislation for this. And this will change women. It'll destroy women's sports. It'll destroy girls.
It already is. It already is.
Right. So you know what? It is time for all parents to start standing up. You cannot do this whole, well, somebody else will fight for this. Somebody else, the chicks will do it, or somebody else will do it. No, we all have to have like skin in this game. All of us do, or they will destroy our girls. They will destroy women. We have all got to do this. We all have to stand up to this bullshit, because that's precisely what it is. They're destroying us.
I used to not really pay a lot of attention or give a lot of credence to this whole notion of the patriarchy,
right,
until this issue. And then I realized, wow, if there was ever a better example of the patriarchy than men infiltrating women's sports and spaces, I don't know what better example there could be.
Right.
Because you're not seeing trans men creating all these problems. You're
Right.
seeing trans women, you're seeing biological men deciding I'm entitled to put myself in women's spaces.
Right.
That's the
Right.
patriarchy. That's misogyny in action right there.
And I thought it was really interesting because Megyn Kelly, she pointed out too, and I think we've said this as well. You don't see biological women going into men's spaces.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
And getting paid for it. Getting paid. I mean, it's like they're getting the paychecks. It's like the Dylan Mulvaney getting celebrated and getting paychecks. I mean, that's the thing. Corporate America is not rewarding women for this. It's like that's what is so it's not even that they're intruding on our spaces. They're being rewarded for it financially. And that's something that is the patriarchy. Like if you can't see that, I can't help you.
It's funny too if you think specifically about like a sponsor like Tampax
Right.
or Nike. So Nike doing like the sports bras for Dylan Mulvaney.
Right.
They could have, I mean, if you really think about it, they could have used if they were so hell bent on being woke, why didn't they use trans men who are actual women to
Right.
promote the products? Why didn't they use someone with boobs, right? Who's a trans man?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah.
A biological
or a trans man who has periods because they have a uterus.
Right.
They didn't use that. They didn't use a trans man for Tampax. They used someone who cannot physically menstruate. Like what is even happening?
Because the men win. The men win
Every
the
time.
the men are the ones coming into our spaces and taking over. That's what's happening. And feminists can't see it. Feminists they're idiots. I mean, feminists they're morons. They don't care because feminism has never been about protecting girls and women. It's always been about abortion. That's what it's about. And if you think it's about something, again, I cannot help you. If you think it's about something else, you are an idiot. You are the problem. I cannot help you. So this is it.
It's you. You're the problem. It's you.
Right. We got to fight back against this crap because it's happening so quickly. It's like AI. It's happening so quickly at warp speed. Everybody's got to have skin in the game.
Well, the message is not being received because with all the outcry with Bud Light and the whole Dylan Mulvaney being a brand ambassador of Bud Light, I mean, that sent off a lot of people, right? And so the stock tanked. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that was negative backlash against that decision. And yet, even now, after all of the backlash, the VP of marketing of Bud Light doubling down, explaining it, doesn't sound the least bit remorseful. Here she is.
This woman, I had a really clear job to do when I took over Bud Light. And it was, this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. And if we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like, we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone.
Oh my God.
It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men. And representation is at sort of the heart of evolution. You've got to see people who reflect you in the work. And we had this hangover. I mean, Bud Light had been kind of a brand of fratty, kind of out of touch humor. And it was really important that we had another approach.
Is that a woman?
I think it's Jacinda Ardern. I think she has a new job as the VP of marketing of Bud Light.
I'm being honest. Like, is that a woman? Are we sure? Are we sure about that? Is that person a transgender? I don't know. I can't tell anymore. I actually need people to help me with this. I'm being honest. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's so, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm asking a legit question. And if somebody gets mad at me for that, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care.
Oh my God. Well, speaking of trans crazy, you know that that so much of this is all about social contagion. We've talked about that before. And it's never more disgusting than when it happens in a home because of a parent influencing their child. And so just to give you an example of how gross that can be, just behold.
Talk about the bans on gender affirming care for minors. We have a 9-year-old trans child
No,
who
you
right
don't.
now
What
doesn't
is it?
need anything medically. You know, we affirm their pronouns. We let them wear what they want to wear. If they want a different name, obviously we're going to support that. But they're approaching puberty. And if we lived in any of, how many did you say, 11 states that currently have bans or restrictions on gender affirming care for minors, our child would have to go through the wrong puberty.
Okay.
The kids are masked too. Do you see that?
Yeah. What?
None of the adults are, but they're forcing their kids to be masked.
Yeah. And what kind of a church was that? That was a church. It
Oh
said
my
All
God.
Saints Church. I'm sorry. What kind of a church is that freak show that we just saw? What is that? That's a whole other conversation. I swear we have to do a deep dive on that. I'm so sick of seeing churches with drag queens and all this other stuff. Shelly, are you out there? Shelly, Pastor Shelly, help me. Help. I don't. What's going on with our churches? I don't. Seriously.
Everything is borked. Everything.
Everything sucks. I don't.
Yeah, it's bad. One more before we get to whack, because we have to. I mentioned earlier that we would talk about what happened in Wisconsin with the Supreme Court election. It turns out there were some election shenanigans, which is the whole reason that election was so important to begin with, because if it's a leftist Supreme Court in Wisconsin, there's no hope of elections being legit in that state. And so there was some information that came out. Trace Gallagher has a report that he was on Tucker talking about there was some bribery going on. Check this out.
Hey, Tucker. So going into the Wisconsin Supreme Court election, the balance of the court was 4-3 leaning conservative. The race was between conservative Judge Dan Kelly and liberal Judge Janet Protasiewicz. Now, a group called Wisconsin Takes Action was offering voters up to $250 to influence their family and their friends to vote. The Wisconsin Takes Action website doesn't mention Protasiewicz by name, but it does say, quote, "We are ready for a progressive majority on the Wisconsin Supreme Court." In other words, the group was betting that voters could do the math. And here's how the deal worked. Wisconsin Takes Action set up an Empower app. If you download the app, you get $30. If you provide 75 names and phone numbers, you get an additional $60 gift card. And each time you reach out to a friend or acquaintance to vote, you get more gift cards until you reach $250. The Wisconsin Republican Party filed a complaint with the State Ethics Commission, and GOP state lawmakers and other groups have called it outright bribery. And Wisconsin Statute 1211 appears to support that, saying that it is a violation or bribe for any person who, quoting here, offers, gives, lends, or promises to give or lend or endeavors to provide anything of value. $250 would fall under that anything of value category. It's also notable that in this election, half of Judge Protasiewicz's campaign contributions came from outside the state of Wisconsin. Only 19% of Judge Kelly's came from outside the state. She won. He lost. You will hear more about this.
Really? Will we hear more? Are we going to? Is something going to happen?
What are they going to do? Are they going to take it to the Wisconsin Supreme Court?
Right.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah, it's the problem.
That's the problem.
It's like they're blatantly doing this stuff and they just don't care. And they have the audacity to talk to us about election integrity and stuff like that. It's like, oh my God, they're stealing votes and they're keeping people from voting and voting and democracy.
I mean, they're going to get rid of probably every voter ID law, if any exists there in the state. It's just going to be a complete joke. And it's going to be impossible for a Republican to ever win the state again. And obviously Wisconsin is one of the states that decides elections, right? I mean, it's really, really bad. And 30% turnout for Republicans in that election, because we don't have the same strategy as Democrats in terms of getting out the vote, getting young people engaged. We just
oh
don't.
my God. It's like, seriously, it is pathetic. I mean, even here in Texas, like you doing the precinct chair stuff, it was such an eye opener for me, because people just don't, you think that you guys are engaged. People are not engaged. They don't care. Yeah. People do not care about voting. They just don't. They think, oh, somebody else will do it. It's just like everything else. Oh, somebody else will do it. I care enough to get on my computer or whatever, or look every once in a while, but somebody else will take care of it. No, somebody else won't take care of it. You have
It's the
to
blue hairs, all the blue-haired
Right.
psychopaths that are gender bending. That's who's taking care of elections right now.
Right. And the young
So-
people, the 18 to 22-year-olds, they're the ones who are taking care of it. And that's why we're losing elections. It's terrifying. Yeah.
Speaking of terrifying, let's talk about your whack.
Okay, first of all, you guys got to make sure that you're subscribed to this podcast. If you're not subscribed to this podcast, please do that.
Put it right
So
there.
put us right in your pocket if you're not.
Put it-
If you're not up this early at the crack of dawn with the roosters every single day, because it's that early. It's dark. It's dark here. I don't know if I've reminded you how dark
Well,
it
not
is
anymore.
here.
It looks very light out right now.
Now it's like the sun's just coming up here. We're getting ready to end the show here soon, and the sun's just coming up. But make sure you put us in your pocket and you subscribe to this podcast. Okay, so this is a
And
super-
share it. Please share.
Yeah,
Share with everybody.
Share with your friends, especially on the West Coast that can't catch it this early in the morning. Okay, so Chat GPT has smeared Jonathan Turley. You guys know Jonathan Turley. He's like that. I really like him. He's
do too.
the criminal defense attorney, Jonathan Turley. He's on Fox a lot now. I think he came to light during all the Kavanaugh stuff. That's when I first saw him. He was okay. That's the guy. He teaches law at George Washington University. And he told the Washington Post that he was falsely accused of sexually harassing a student by Chat GPT.
Unbelievable.
Like, this is happening. Chat GPT. So it invented an allegation where he was on the faculty at a school where he has never taught. He went on a trip that he never took, and it reported an allegation that was never made. So he said it's highly ironic because I've been writing about the dangers of AI to free speech, like on TV and stuff like that. So he's 61 years old, and he first became aware of the AI's false allegation after receiving an email from a UCLA professor who reportedly asked ChatGPT to cite 5 examples of sexual harassment by professors at American law schools, along with quotes from relevant newspaper articles. And Jonathan Turley came up. So
And it's
like,
never happened. It's
never happened. Right. And so the thing that is really crazy, he said it's unclear why ChatGPT would smear him. However, he believes that AI algorithms are no less biased and flawed than the people who program them,
Of course.
which is key. Right. So this is happening. There's nothing he can do about it because it's out there floating around. And that's the thing that really bugged me, because I'm like, well, what do you do? Like, and he's brought it up to these companies, but they're just like, well, I mean, I don't know, what are you going to do?
We've got a disclaimer. The disclaimer says this AI might be wrong. So you never know.
And so it's
that's it.
And the article says, unlike people who are perhaps known for spreading misinformation, ChatGPT can spread fake news with impunity due to its false zeal of objectivity.
And there's no regulation, there's no accountability, there's no consequence for an AI being wrong about something.
So this is the thing. So people are like, oh yeah, this is fine. So the Bill Gateses of the world are like, no, let's not halt this. Whereas the Elon Musks of the world are like, we need to shut this shit down. You know
Or
what
at
I
least
mean?
take
They're
a
like,
pause.
let's
At
take
least just like regroup.
Yeah, I think we need to shut it down for at least 6 months is I think what he said. We need to just like reassess, because this could be wicked and evil. I think we need to burn it all with fire. That's what I think. But Bill Gates, of course, who is, I guess, the arbiter of all things good, right? I mean, because he's not evil at all. Let's listen to him. He's like, no, let's go full steam ahead with this. This is great. This is the thing. I hate it all, you guys. I think it's
And unfortunately, Pandora's box, man, it is open and there is no shutting it. I don't even know how you would take a pause. I mean, I literally have no idea. I appreciate the sentiment, but how? How do you do that?
I hate it. I hate it. Who's the dirty jobs guy? Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe was talking about this the other day, and he's like, it used to be that, we talk about, like trade jobs going away. He goes, now I think that white collar jobs are going to go away. He goes, you would have asked me 5-7 years ago, because I've done interviews on it. He said, he goes, now I think it's flipped. I think all these kids getting out of college, like in 5, 6, 7 years, they're going to be screwed. Screwed because of AI. Like, they would have paid for these educations and they're going to be like, why did I do this? because AI is going to completely replace them, because it's going to take off so quickly that these kids are going to be just completely screwed. That it's going to replace white collar jobs. I mean, like lawyers. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's going to replace jobs like that. So, I mean, maybe I shouldn't feel so sorry for the lawyers, but you know,
it's absolutely terrifying, you
Right.
guys.
Mhm.
I mean, in all of it, the wonderful, amazing, high productive things it can do, there are some like we are about to, like that example of Jonathan Turley being falsely, it's like Minority Report come to life.
Right.
Like we are
Right.
there. We are
Yeah.
right smack dab in it.
And we're also not on the right side of the political realm. You know what I mean? Like that, because you know that the people who are programming that stuff, unfortunately, are probably leftist weirdos.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, if they're accusing him of that stuff.
There even
So-
like there were examples too where it talks about how ChatGPT will happily play along with you if you want to rip on or make fun of white men, but the second that you try to ask it to make a joke about a woman, it says it's not appropriate. I mean, it's so biased already.
Yeah. And then God
unreal.
help you if you want to make fun of a transgender.
Don't even. You
Don't.
can't even.
Oh my God, you can't do that. No.
You cannot. Nope.
Yeah.
All right, it is time for some My Pillow talks, and I'm very happy to report that you can get my slippers and moccasins from mypillow.com/chicks for $25 a pop. That's it. That is all it costs to get the squeezy kitten fur technology wrapped around your feet.
Great deal.
$25.
Great deal.
mypillow.com/chicks. Would this not be the coolest thing ever to happen in the history of ever?
Oh my gosh. That is
Can
pretty
you
cool.
imagine being in the midst of a flock of flying birds and being
That's
able to touch them?
That's pretty cool. That is pretty neat. My daughter's kind of afraid of birds.
Really?
Yeah, she has like a thing about birds. She's not a big fan of birds. I don't know why. She's never had a traumatic experience or anything, but I think that may freak her out.
Oh, I just think that is so cool. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you,
Very
Clyde
cool.
is alive. Clyde made it
Oh
the
my
week.
God, he made it?
If you guys don't, have we talked about Clyde?
I don't think
in
we've
the
talked about
show?
Clyde. There's a bird that lives in her garage, you guys, and every morning before we start the show, I can hear him, and she's like, "Oh, freaking Clyde!"
I gotta let Clyde out.
It's just this bird.
I don't want him in the garage.
I
We've tried
named
to
him.
shoo him out a million times and he will not leave. And so I thought when we were gone for the whole week that for
That he would die.
sure Clyde was not going to
Yeah.
make it,
I
right? We
named
were going to
him.
come and there was going to be no more chirping in the mornings.
It's so
But
funny 'cause I
every
told-
morning I got to let this bird out like it's a pet and I don't want it. I don't want this pet.
I go, you got to name him. I go, his name is Clyde now. I said, you just name him, and he's your bird now because he comes and visits you every single day. So we named him. I named him Clyde. I'm like, he's your bird. He's your pet.
And this
so-
morning, when at the exact same time as normal, all of a sudden I heard the chirping. I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Clyde lasted
loves
a
you.
whole week
He
being
hung on.
locked in the attic garage space without food. I don't know how we did it, honestly.
Maybe
I bet
he
he's
has like
alive.
a stash. Maybe he stashed some stuff up there. But he,
He
loves
must have.
you. He loves you. He
Well,
hung
he loves
on.
he loves my garage. He loves
just for
shitting on my
you.
car is what he loves to do. Anyway, Clyde is alive, and that is your bird video of the day. Also, look
Clyde.
at this completely spastic dog. I love him.
Oh my God. He's so fast. Is that a cat? That's a cat.
That cat is like,
cat's
what the
like,
hell?
dude, calm down. Oh my God. I think you need a small dog. I think you do.
Oh, I do not. This would absolutely drive me up a wall. No, I would not like that. I would not like it at all.
Oh my God.
We have talked a lot on this show about the way that schools indoctrinate our kids from a very, very, very young age. But here's an example of a school doing it right. You're going to love this.
Oh my gosh.
Look at them. They've even got the head bobs timed out right.
Dying. That is so great. that one guy in the Adidas jacket. Oh my gosh.
Are they the best?
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. You know that teacher had to be a Gen Xer. Yeah,
I
that
just
teacher.
love that so much.
That teacher's got to be a Gen Xer all the way.
Oh my God, that's the greatest thing ever.
So
You guys know how much I love the little clips that come out from the Whatever podcast when that guy with the the host with the really soothing voice who is kind of in charge, when he just calls these absolute skanks out on their skank, and like he just. This is my favorite because there's a guy in the background. I've never seen this part before. There's a guy in the background who's pointing to a red pill. And then he like he mimes taking the red pill. Like he's seeing it happen with some of these girls.
Right.
It's incredible. So this particular clip is about the power that women really have over sex, right? Because that women have a lot of sexual power, and the host of the show is pointing it out, and these women are just like, what?
Who controls access to sex, men or women?
Women. Yeah, woman, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say hookup culture, if we want to see hookup culture stop, because women kind of control when sex happens. So do you have anyone to blame but yourselves on that one? You know, thoughts? Okay.
Oh God.
Okay, so also,
oh my God, like the stupidity in that room. I love how they're like, are you going to answer first and then I can agree with you? I'm so dumb. I can't answer first. Can you do it? Because then I can say yeah along with you. You say it first.
I mean, it's a great point. If there are women who are complaining about hookup culture, how do they have anyone to blame but themselves?
And their own skankiness and their sluttiness and their
Right?
and their complete whoreness. Yeah. You're a whore.
Their whortacularity.
Yeah. Your whoreness. Yeah, right. Quit being a whore. There you go.
There is a guy on TikTok that I follow that does he does like a whole series or skit about language, and a lot of times he is a French guy who's talking to an American guy, and they're talking about naming things and how words got named. And so in this case, he is talking about how specific fruit got named and how ridiculous it is. You're gonna love this.
Hello, English. Today we're doing another round of naming fruits. Are you ready? All right, let's do it. All right, fantastic. What do you want to name this? That is a grape. All right, great, fantastic. Grape. And what do you want to name this? That is a grape. I mean, you can't call both of them grapes. No? Okay. Kind of looks like a grape. No, they're pretty different, actually. They're no similarities whatsoever. I think it's the round. The round. So what do you want to name this? That's a different fruit. So let's call that a grape fruit. Grapefruit, but this is also fruit. So this is a grape. So the first one, that one, which kind of looks like a grapefruit but is not, is a grape, which is a fruit. But the second one, which looks like a grape but is not, but it's also a fruit, is a grapefruit. You understand what I'm saying? You call this a grapefruit, that will just be really confusing. People will not be confused by this. Okay, trust me. You just gotta trust me. This is grape. You can't. Oh God.
It's true, though. We're not confused.
And the English language, it probably had to be so hard for your parents to learn that.
They did, yeah. It is one of the harder languages to learn.
English is because there's so many exceptions and like the conjugations. Everything is so different. I mean, learning Spanish to me was so easy. Like that was an easy language to learn. I loved learning Spanish. It was really fun. But then when I learned Spanish, I had such an appreciation for people who learn English.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, English is crazy to learn. It's got to be.
We got some crazy stuff.
Right. It's nuts. Yeah.
It is crazy. I just wanted to show you the absolute athleticism of this dude. I cannot make sense of how a human body can do what he's doing. Look at this. What? How? He's holding gigantic weights too.
Oh my God. That's okay. The forwards, I could be like, all right, I can let that go. But
I
backwards,
can't. I cannot let that go. He's doing that from a seated position.
Oh my God.
What in the world?
Yeah, his knees, my knees. I don't even have knee problems, and my knees hurt when I watch him do that. That's crazy.
I can't get over it. I cannot understand how that is happening. That's like defying gravity. It's incredible.
I love all the comments though. Like you read comments and people are like, but can you bench? I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? Dudes are gonna dude. Dudes are always gonna write stuff in the comments. They're gonna be like, but how much can you bench?
It doesn't even, somebody's saying maybe he reversed the video. Who cares? Either way.
Yeah,
backwards
I mean,
or forwards.
See,
that
this
is
the thing.
amazing.
People are gonna comment as they're eating Cheetos on their couch. But can you do but is it reverse? I mean, did he do that with it? I mean, still, he at least did one of the motions, which I still cannot do. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay, yeah. I've got two more for you. This one, I was intrigued by it because the caption said, "I'm so grateful to travel for work so that I can see places like this." And I was like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to see the view that appears once you open the curtains." So it's Ohio.
I've been there, man. It's so true. It's so true. So true. I remember doing that for work. You'd be like, I'm going to Iowa today. It's so great. And then you'd see a parking lot at the Best Western. And you're like, yay, my life is so exciting. Woo. So great.
Oh, I died laughing at that because one of the boys that we took with us to Fripp Island this past week, one of my son's best friends, is like a huge Ohio State fan. His family went there. He wants to go there. Like they're Ohio people through and through. And we always make fun of him, like, because Ohio people can't drive. They never know how to get out of the fast lane. Like it's constant, right?
Piss everybody off from Ohio. Sorry, she's pissing.
I mean,
all
it's
of you
true.
off from Ohio.
It's true. Ohio people do not get taught in driver's ed about the fast lane. They just don't. They just don't know how to do it. I mean, it's just without fail. Anyway, so I love this video in particular because it was Ohio behind the grand curtain opening.
God,
all right. Last
travel.
one is going to be really, really helpful for everyone here because I know everyone has, even though they hate it, everyone from time to time has interpersonal conflicts with people that they love, right? It's unavoidable. It's part of the human experience.
Right.
So this professional has some advice about how to sort of, what's the word when you bring like the temperature down of an argument, like defuse.
Temper it.
To just like calm down, right? A big, ugly conflict. This is
Right.
really good advice. I learned from it, and I think everyone else will too.
Here we go.
Here's what to say in an argument to prevent it from escalating. My name's Peter, and I was a relationship counsellor for almost years, please. During an argument, allow the person with whom you're having a disagreement to finish their point of view. This is very important. Then take a very short breath and go, here's what to say.
Oh my God, I've been doing it right. All these years I've been doing it right, you guys. See? I'm an expert. So
there you go.
great.
You're welcome. You're welcome
Good
for
to
that
know.
great advice.
Good to know. I could literally teach a class on this of interpersonal communication.
Oh my God. I just love that so much.
So
By the
good
way,
at this.
if there are people out there that don't understand the fast lane, it's for passing.
On the left, you pass on the left.
Do not stay in the left-hand lane. And don't be that person who's like, well, I'm going the speed limit and I'm preventing you from breaking the law. That's not how this works. Okay. Just get out. Get over to the right-hand side. Just stop doing that.
You want to prevent me from breaking the law? It's never going to happen. Not going to happen because I will eventually break the law. Cash, come on. Cash, come on. Get up. He's not getting up. He's so tired, you guys. You know why? Because we got up at 4:45 this morning. That's why he's not getting up. He feels like I feel. Come on, get up. They don't care about us. They don't care about how tired we are. None of these people care how tired we are, honey. Come on, get up. Get up. Nobody cares about. He's not getting up. Come on, get up.
Oh my
They
gosh.
want you to flap. Come on, get up. He's going like this on the floor, and he's like, "Mom, screw you, screw you. I'm so tired, Mom. I'm so tired."
He wants a belly scratch.
Come on, get up. Get up. Get up.
He's not
totally
having
ignoring you.
it.
He's not having it, you guys. It's Monday.
All right.
And
Well,
he's too tired. He has an Easter hangover. He ate.
You
all
should
the,
flap
You know what?
on his behalf.
He ate all. There's my flap. He ate all the Rice Krispie treats yesterday that he could possibly handle.
Oh, so he's feeling a little sluggish,
right?
That's
and
all.
he met our new grand pup yesterday, who's a bloodhound.
So saggy. I love
So
him.
wrinkly and saggy. So wrinkly, you guys. So wrinkly. He needs Botox. He's just a baby. He's so cute. So cute. Anyways, his name is Steve, and so he's really,
appropriate.
really, really cute. Anyways, bring it in. I flapped for you guys. He's not getting up. It's not gonna happen.
Please wish me luck at my appointment, everybody. I'm very
Guys,
nervous.
What was the hashtag again? What was the hashtag we were doing?
Hashtag cadaver gums.
Hashtag dead people gums.
So nervous.
Yes, the dog's name is Steve. This is what they do. They give the dogs people names. Guys, everybody have a wonderful Monday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, guys.